Why, hello there everyone. I'm the Kumo Sensei, and my goodness, there's a lot we got to discuss about Oshinoko, and then we're going to discuss a little bit about what's happening in my personal life and whatnot. And man, it is honestly, uh, it is, I don't want to be mean when I said this about Oshinoko. I think it's a relatable series. I can relate to it on many aspects. Like, I'm not even kidding when I say that. I say that in a big way too. There is some things I find pretty interesting about the show. I do think it is a bit watered down from reality because like the entertainment industry at this point is so saturated that it is much more difficult to find success. So to see Hoshino's success in this show and how it builds from her just being an idol, I honestly don't see that. It's possible, but I don't see it being realistic. Now, this is coming from somebody who has done stage acting. Okay, guys, I know the entertainment industry. Like, I don't know why people think I don't know what I'm talking about. This is something I can relate to on personal levels. The struggle and the dedication it takes to make it in this industry, or to make it in any single acting industry in general, whether it's idols and whatnot, you have to understand that there is a lot of sacrifice and a lot of dedication that goes into it. Like, for example, you have to be a certain body fat percentage, you have to diet, you have to train, and you have to go the extra mile. I mean, and I'm saying this because I can relate to this, like this show Oshinoko that we're talking about here today. Because look, I know that a lot of people don't see that in me, but as somebody who has done stage acting, voice acting, and somebody who has, done dancing, like pretty much everything, you have to understand, Oshinoko is realistic in a sense, but it is so fantasized that in a way the topics it discusses is very realistic, but the way it's executed is not what I would consider realistic. I haven't watched it yet. I highly recommend people go check out this show. Let me pull it up for a second. Hold up. I need to explain, because if I don't explain, the context is kind of out of place. Whoops. Alrighty. So Oshinoko is actually #1 ranked right now currently on my anime list, which is honestly kind of surprising. Because everybody is like, there's two types of people. The people that are like, yeah, I see where this is going, but not for me. And the people who are just down bad for the show. And I'm gonna go into depth about the things I find realistic, the things I find unrealistic, and the part where it kind of blurs. So, let's talk about what is realistic about my day's #1. But let us get back into it. So allow me to discuss the one thing I find really realistic about this show. The one thing they did got right is pretty much how hard it is. But the thing that I feel like is kind of watered down is that it is much more difficult than this. This show puts it in a way that like it's difficult, but it's possible. In reality, you're pretty much jumping into the unknown. This is the thing that everybody has to embrace if they're coming into whether stage acting, entertainment acting, acting for commercials, voice acting, anything in this space. You can include idols as well, because I Hoshino that she is an idol. And the thing is that the difficulties is that when I say hard, you have to look a certain way, must be a certain body fat percentage, must have the skills necessary, and you need to be the overall package. This thing kind of puts it in a way where Hoshino is pretty much relying solely on her looks. That's how it leans towards, but in reality, the best way to put it is that everybody and anybody can be replaced. Heck, even I've been replaced before in a kid's stage play, and we're talking a kid's stage play for kids. That's how difficult it is. It can happen anytime, any day. So to see our character Ai Hoshino here to be successful as an idol, in my personal opinion, it's possible, but not very realistic. Because like anybody can be replaced. So, and another thing I feel like they got in that is kind of exaggerated is that everything just sort of happens. In reality, this will not happen for most people. Like, things would just not go your way. You need to expect that getting denied is very common coming in. There are I say 99% of the times, you're going to get rejected. It doesn't matter your background. Like, you can already be, like, sort of known, whether you're a YouTuber or something, and you could come into an audition, and you still won't make the role, or you still won't get it. And I feel like that part is kind of, I think money is in bank jobs. You're not getting paid either. I don't understand why people think that you're going to get money from coming into this field. You need to be passionate, but you also need to outwork everybody else. Like, you need to be the overall package. And coming into this, I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was very cool because I could relate to, like, the struggles it takes up. But it is brutal. I don't know how you have best friends when you're in this industry. Everybody is literally either your rival or they're your enemy. You would rarely ever have friends because everybody will go their own ways at some point. And I say this because, like, I've been backstabbed so many times here, guys, when it comes to being on stage. Trust me, people will try you. You need to be ready to deal with this this BS, essentially. So, in reality, the way I saw, like, the way, if it was realistic, Ai Hoshino will be competing against all her, all of her single peers in her idol group. So in reality, the spotlight on Ai Hoshino, it's possible that there's somebody who sticks out amongst everybody else. But at the same time, you're competing with everyone. So, like, I don't understand. So, like, to me, I don't understand how, like, Ai Hoshino, even though she struggles in this show or in this anime and whatnot, is portrayed in a way where it is so watered down. Like, I just can't wrap my head around it. It's impossible. Who is your rival? Everyone is your rival, I tell you what. I think the best way to put it is this. When you're auditioning, everybody will challenge your range, quote unquote, or what you bring. Your goal is to prove to yourself that you're capable. Like you have to be capable, guys. But you need to understand as well is that like I said earlier, I'm going to jump back to what I said earlier. Anyone can be replaced. So your spotlight is very limited. SL, what does that mean, Marco? Abbreviate. Whoops. Okay, guys, let me read the comments for a second. Sorry, I know I'm going off, but I think everybody needs to watch this show, because if you want to understand the context of where I'm coming from, you have to watch this show. Because it's good, but it's realistic, but not realistic. It is so strange. I think the best way to put it is that it takes realistic elements to it, but it waters it down, and it puts it into a scenario where I couldn't really relate to on a like 100% level. But I can relate to this on like a 60% level. I think he mispressed. He probably mispressed. Oh, Streamlabs, I'm tripping. Oh god, dang it, man. Sorry, Marco, my bad. I don't have it. Let me open it up real quick. I have it right here in my bookmarks. Very far in. Hold up. Everyone was hyped with the first episode because it was sassy, but that doesn't mean the series is going to be a good one. Read the manga, but not that impressed. I mean, Leo is much more interesting. Okay, so, god dang it. Marco, you have a point. The thing is that this is only episode 1, so it is way too early to call the shots on whether this is going to be either a good series or not. I'm just saying the first episode, as of now, is very impressive. But, like... the frickin' Streamlabs. I really have been Patrick staring. So, Mr. Asagi, I'll tell you this. Streamlabs is basically a place where you can actually donate to support me if you want to. I don't really force people to donate, so it's more like an optional thing. But hey, do what you will. You don't have to. As long as you're here is fine. But I'll be honest, Marco, it's kind of hard to say if this series is going to be good or not. Like, I can't compare it just yet because I haven't read the manga. So I don't know where this is going. But based on episode 1 of Oshinoko, it's leaning more towards less of the industry and focusing more on the mystery aspect of stuff. I could be wrong, but hey, I gotta watch more and see. So I don't want to call the shots, but like the thing I want to talk about, the thing I really want to talk about is just the realism and the unrealistic stuff about the show. I really do think that people who use this as this anime as a reference to talk about the industry is just unrealistic. Because it is so much more complex than that. Entertainment, like, industries invest money into their talents to make more money. They don't invest in you particularly. Just two poor people speaking. Mr. Sagi is not that way. You're not poor. It's just that we're not there yet. But this is a show where I find to be so astonishingly relatable in multiple ways, especially how, oh gosh, if there's one thing that keeps bugging me that I can't find relatable is how you have supporters, like in the industry. I know you have a manager and whatnot, but in reality, like literally 99% of people are your enemies. There's only a limited number of like spots, and you have to fit that role. So to see Ai Hoshino get roles into like TV commercials and whatnot, it is honestly, in my personal opinion, unrealistic. Because when I say it's unrealistic, you have to understand, acting has such a wide range of acting. There's stage acting, there's musical acting, there's theater arts, there's improv acting, movie acting. Like every acting is too open. Is more specific than that. But that's just where I want to talk about Oshinoko as of now. Attack on Titan meme was so good, my abs are on fire. That attack, okay, here's the thing about that meme. That meme has been around for a while now. I said a few months now. And yes, I do keep up with the Japanese trends as well with everybody. Because I'm on Twitter, like everybody else, trying to get canceled. No, but really though, god dang it. It's kind of funny because people... Hello there, Raven-sama. You're late. You're not late, you're on time. We have a lot to discuss here. But... everybody needs to understand though. Imagine you work in that type of company. I wish, man, but working a company job is absolutely like an office job is not for me. Like the thing about office jobs is that I actually hate working that type of work. Like I said, when I was a translator, now even though I'm working from home, it felt like an office job, and I just quit after like 2 months, I think. And trust me, god dang, I wish work was that fun, but it isn't. That's why I'm just gonna stick to doing side jobs and enjoying the Tarantula work. But that meme though, so that meme actually was been around for a while. It's funny because like even it was even used in some music videos as well for some Japanese bands and whatnot. And it's man, I don't know exactly where it originated from. I just know that it's been around for a while. So I'm not too surprised about that meme, honestly, because I already had my laughs. Like, because I'm aware, guys. You know, Japanese friends be bugging me. I tell you what, bugging about everything, even about this show as well. That's how I stay updated to like Japanese trends and whatnot. Oh man, she was like, "Hey, you need to watch Oshinoko." I'm like, "God dang it, man!" I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, this show is about you." I was like, "About me?" This show has nothing to do with me. I watched it. I was like, "Okay, I see where you're coming from, but I still wouldn't call it 100% accurate." Loving Yamada at level 999. Loving Yamada, I still need to watch that. I have not watched that because I was watching Oshinoko, and after that I had to do more Tarantula work. It is so bizarre though. Like, I was watching Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter is a great series, by the way. I freaking love Hunter x Hunter. Episode 100. Oh, you're at the Chimera Ants. I think you're at the Chimera Ants already, or you're already past the Chimera Ants arc. I don't really remember. I haven't watched Hunter x Hunter in a while. Like, man, I was watching it when it was airing. I already finished Hunter x Hunter. I think we all have, to be honest, because I watched it when it came out. It came out in 2011, I believe. Hunter x Hunter, and they wrapped up around 2013, 2014. Hunter x Hunter is a classic, though. And Togashi, though, man, he needs to... That man... He would never finish writing Hunter x Hunter. That manga has been on hiatus forever. Even though he brings it back after like 12 chapters, he goes on hiatus again. Hunter x Hunter is a great series, but my god, does the manga take forever to come out at times. Bro, stop flexing. I'm late. Well, you'll catch up though. Anime takes a while to catch up to. But the best part is that you work with that company, with people who like and watch anime like you. Big otaku family. You have to understand though, Marco. I can relate to this in a way as well. You can have coworkers and people in your workspace that likes anime as well. But it doesn't give you free leniency to pretty much enjoy yourselves at the same time, because it's a job after all, and work must be done. Miriam versus the Oh Strong Guy was really good. Yes, that was a really good fight. Feel bad that he self-destructed himself in a way, like a Voltorb using explosion in Pokemon, but I can relate. Oh man, it's good to be talking with you guys. I need to actually discuss about some things going on in my personal life later today, because we got a lot of stuff, man. Bro, here we go again. Everyone be spoiling that fight. That fight's everywhere though. Mr. Asagi, man, I'm not trying to be rude, but it's pretty much everywhere. But one day though, guys, our time will come. We're almost approaching 500 push-ups too. I'm going to celebrate for that as well. I'm going to do a celebration live stream for 500 push-ups, because that is halfway to 1,000. Did you know that March only has 12 episodes? Yes, I figured that it was... I actually saw this coming, actually. 12 episodes. Because, like, I feel like as of now, when it comes to Mashals and Magic, I feel like they're just testing the waters out, because, like, let's be honest, as much as I like Marsh, or Mash, what's his name? Yes, Mash, I believe, or Mashal, Mash, it's Mash, I'm tripping. As much as I like the anime, like, I feel like, hold on, let me switch screens for a second. So when it comes to Mashals and Magic and whatnot, I feel like it's more so of testing the waters out, because it is a relatively new type of thing, so I can't really call the shots. 12 episodes I didn't know. I feel like it's similar to Black Clover in a way. I think that's more so why they're testing the waters out. Let me see if I can pull it up for a second. Mashals and Magic. Where are you? Here we go. Mashal. Sorry. Okay. Here we go. Mashals and Magic. It's only... See, the thing about the show is that it's actually a really good show. He reminds me of Asta a lot. But I think that's where the problem comes in for the series, is that a lot of people do relate this to Black Clover. And which, honestly... Bro, you just got a haircut. What happened? What do you mean? My haircut has been the same. He is the hair version of Saitama, no bald. Exactly, Raven-sama. That's the best way to describe MASH here. The thing about MASH is that, like, I feel like the setting and the style is very similar to Black Clover. You have a main... Okay, listen. You have a main character who doesn't have magic, and he relies on physical strength, and he's pretty much OP from his physical strength. I'm not saying this is Black Clover, okay, guys? I'm just saying it's very similar. So I can understand why they want to test the waters out with 12 episodes. I believe originally it was going to have 24 episodes, I believe, originally. So either they decided to split it into parts, or they just pretty much decided to test the waters out. What is that site? We're on my anime list. This is basically where you go to see user reviews and whatnot. I'm not gonna lie too though, I actually expected this to be rated higher. Around like the 8-point mark. This is actually still fine though. It's not horrible by any means. So I do think this is a fine rating. It's just that for a Shonen Jump series, like I was expecting something higher. Because Shonen Jump series usually go pretty hard when they come out as animes. By day 500, you would have done 12,500 push-ups. Oh, that's cool, I guess. I mean, it is what it is. But I need to talk about this show, actually. I actually like this show a lot. So, allow me to discuss Mashals, Magic and Muscles. I think this first episode was kind of... I don't want to say it was very rushed. It felt very fast-paced. It's probably just me who sees it that way. It doesn't mean it's bad though. Just a very fast-paced show. If that's my critique, then I guess that's the only one I have. Everything else is fine. It's a fine show. It's not horrible by any means. But it's not like over the top either. I just wonder, like... It's only episode 1, so I have so many questions and not a lot of answers. So I'm hoping that all the questions will be answered as I watch the series. The questions I have for the show is about MASH, specifically about those without magic. Because I know that those without magic are pretty much exiled or executed on spot. Which kind of makes me scratch my head as to why. Because, like, whatever, I guess, but still a lot, though. Episode 1, we only was introduced to about 3 characters only, so... Mashal, his dad, and the police officer. So that's pretty much the only 3 characters we have so far for episode 1. But for now, see you. Bro, stream at this time and you'll catch me. But for now, see you soon. Well, see you, Mr. Asagi. Take care, my dude. If you gotta go, you gotta go. Like, I'm not forcing anyone to stay here, honestly. You're free to come and go as you please. These voice actors are solid too, by the way. Huh. Hold up. Reina Ueda's in here. She's voices Ramon. Revan Irvine. Ramon. Lemon. Ramon. That's pretty interesting. Reina Ueda. I haven't seen that name in a little bit. She's still voicing strong though. Others here, Yukikaji, No Helm. Yuichiro. Hey, Yuichiro Umehara. My boy in here too. He's a supporting role. That's pretty interesting. Hiroki Nanami. Takuya Eguchi. Kaito Ishikawa. Chiaki Kobayashi. Chiaki Kobayashi. Oh, interesting. Sorry, guys. I'm looking at these voice actors, okay, guys? I gotta know who's playing what. But let us go back, though. Okay. Jigo Kuraku is a... Man, I need to talk about these two shows, Demon Slayer and Jigo Kuraku, for a second. I guess we would start with Jigo Kuraku first, I guess. Because I really need to talk about what I actually think about this show. Okay, now this thing's loaded up. Allow me to tell you what I personally think about this show. This show is actually pretty darn cool. I feel... Man, the best vibes it gets off is like Dororo with like Samurai Champloo sort of vibes. Bro, Mash's VA has the same hair as him. I guess that's the best. I guess that's a good way to put it as well. But Jigo Kuraku though, this show goes pretty hard. I tell you what. I do have some things I want to ask, but I feel like I have to watch. The thing about me is that when I watch episode 1s, I usually have a lot of questions, more so than answers. The one thing I did love about this show, without a doubt, is the fact that ninjutsu is not Naruto style. It's not Naruto style hand gestures and whatnot. Thank God, ninjutsu is like its own sort of thing, and I feel like that really saved the show for me because I feel like nowadays when people mention shinobi, ninja, or stuff around that nature, everybody goes back to Naruto as like the go-to reference. And thank gosh, Gabimaru, or is it Gabimaru? Gabimaru, that's right. Gabimaru, his ninjutsu is not like hand signals. He just is more so of like breathing techniques in a way. So it seems like. Oh man, what a great show for episode. I think episode 1 was very solid. Because I feel like... I always say I feel like, because when I say I feel like, guys, just know that I say that because I'm not sure as of yet. Because there's not much information. Oh, there's not much episodes to go on, so I always say I feel like. But if I know, I would tell you I know it. But as of now, the feelings I get from the show is that it has potential. The question is, where do we go from here? Because Gabimaru is a literal... That man is made of iron, I tell you what. It is... He just... God dang it. I would be surprised if, like, they try to kill off characters. Because I feel like if he... I feel like our main character here, Gabimaru, also voiced by Chiaki Kobayashi, the same voice actor as Mashle, by the way, guys. From Mashle's and Muscles and Magic and whatnot. Same voice actor. But the thing I find so impressive is that if Gabimaru, okay, guys, if he is our standard for power levels in terms of characters, I feel like every character in this show must be ridiculously strong as heck. It's probably just me who sees it that way, because the thing about main characters is that main character introductions in shows will always set a precedent and a standard of how strong they can become. So to see Gabimaru and how strong he is, legit strong, has me like wondering, like, how strong is these monsters on this island supposedly that he's going to? Hello there, John Knight. I hope everything's going well. Well, welcome to the stream. Today is National Anime Day. Yes, it is. As a matter of fact, guys, I bought some chips just to celebrate that to myself later today. And I also got some popcorn here too. A small bag of popcorn. So what are your feelings for Leo's story? Okay, so we're talking about... Okay. So here's the thing. I'm not past chapter 25 yet, Marco, so don't roast me for that. I still need to catch up on a lot of that of that manhwa. Hear me out. So, I feel like as of now, we could get more. The thing is that I feel like I don't want to say it's man. If I say it stalls, that's not the right word. I feel like stuff just kind of happens as of now, but nothing is actually sticking. For me, that is. I'm not saying it's bad. We're just testing the waters. So, but I have, man. The thing is, okay, I know they introduced to us of magic and whatnot in terms of the manga. Okay, guys, we're not talking about this anime. We're talking about mangas for now. I know they introduced magic and whatnot to an extent, but I feel like, is it necessary though? Is it necessary? And that's why I'm just gonna put it as of now. I need to read more, but I don't have time to read because I'm trying to catch up on these animes, guys. Like, there's so much animes I gotta watch. Hello to Isa. Hope everything's going well. But yeah, guys, we have a lot of stuff, man. It is just crazy. But Jigo Kuraku is actually a very solid series. Seen Black Clover yet? Yes, I have. I've seen Black Clover and I'm reading it. Black Clover is an amazing series to me. As a matter of fact, Randall, my favorite anime character for the males, my favorite male protagonist of anime is Asta. Like Asta from Black Clover. Asta is my favorite male protagonist in anime. A bit of a hot take, but he's my favorite. And the only reason why is because I can relate to him on like every single level. Like, he doesn't have magic, but yet he still works hard, if not harder, than everybody else around him. And that man will prove results. Black Clover Seasons 1 2 streaming on Hulu. Yes, it is. The licensing rights right now is currently on Hulu. I think it's on Crunchyroll as well. I could be wrong. Right now? Should be. I don't have Hulu though. I don't have Hulu Plus, so I don't really know. But Jigo Kuraku has potential. So, this is my personal... Oh, Season 2. So I have not been caught up with the anime, so I can't give you strong opinions on Black Clover. Like, on where it's at. But I have read the manga. Still read the manga, by the way. Everybody wants me to talk about Demon Slayer, so here we go. Demon Slayer, baby. Oh, man. Oh, okay. Where do I start for Demon Slayer? God dang it. How do I explain this? I think Demon Slayer is a great show, but I think this is one of the most toughest lineups it has been in a while. There's a lot of great animes in this season, and I feel like Demon Slayer is going to get overshadowed by some of these. Like, it's literally already getting overshadowed by Oshinoko as of now. Man, I still think Demon Slayer is a great series though, so I'm not going to say it's mid. Well, it depends on where you look at this from. If you're watching Demon Slayer Season 3 in Japanese, don't spoil it to me because I'm waiting for the dub. I'm not going to spoil it because this season, because the Swordsman Village arc is... I read the manga, so I know what happens. This is a relatively short story arc. So there's nothing really much to go on from here. I know what happens. It's just that there's not a lot. So we kind of had to wait and see. This year marks the 4th anniversary of the Demon Slayer anime. Yes, it does. It was 2019 spring of anime when Demon Slayer Season 1 came out. So this is, without a doubt, its 4th anniversary. It's crazy how it's been that long. It feels like Demon Slayer came out yesterday. I think I was still in college when Demon Slayer came around. It's funny enough, Demon Slayer was actually the anime that got my brother to watching more anime. My younger brother, that is. If you told me I don't have time to read because I have a girlfriend, I would believe you because they can be a pain in the A. Bro, tell me you can't because of anime. That I don't believe. Marco, okay. Here's the thing. oh man, I don't want to say. Okay, you know what? Yeah, I guess I should tell you what's going on. I did say I was gonna talk about my personal life, so allow me to explain what's happening. So currently, I'm actually getting ready to actually do an introduction video for a dance class lesson this year. The thing about dance lessons this year is that it doesn't make sense to me though. I might actually make a video going on a rant about it because. So basically, this year I'm not teaching new beginners. I'm teaching beginners who have some sort of dance experience. So essentially, I'm teaching. I don't want to say intermediate class because then that's kind of an unfair way to put it. People who have dancing experience but are not intermediate yet. So basically, this year there are multiple dance instructors, and we're actually doing an interchangeable course. So I'll be teaching some, another instructor will be teaching some, so on and so on. The one thing I find very interesting is that one of the guys who's teaching, I actually competed against him way back when during one of our dance competitions. It's so strange. Now, this was during qualifiers, so this wasn't actually during the actual tournament. This was during qualifiers. I actually battled against him. It's pretty astonishing, honestly, to see him again. I think there's around 7 instructors this time around. And the thing I'm so confused about. Okay, guys, I know I sound like I'm confused. It's because I am. I don't know the exact way it's going this year for our dance class lessons. I still gotta get ready though. So currently, I gotta go back on training and going back on the diet. Oh god, wait, I made a post about it on Twitter as well the other day, introducing myself a little bit. Welcome to the dance class, everybody. But that's I'll go more into depth about that later. But anyhow, though, let us continue. By the way, your opinion on Villain Saga Season 2. Villain Saga Season 2 is actually pretty solid as of now. I still think that it's still at the beginning stage for the farming arc, or the farm arc, because it's pretty much the meme of Villain Saga, so we kind of had to wait and see. Bro, all men including me were screaming when Misery was running towards Tanjiro in the bath scene too when I went to watch the movie source the village arc. Mitsuri is like everybody's waifu in Demon Slayer. But she's not my waifu in Demon Slayer, okay guys? But hey, that's just me though. I have my own waifus in Demon Slayer, by the way. Demon Slayer was my first also, if you don't count Beyblade Burst. So Rando is actually, so you're actually relatively new to anime. Interesting. Welcome to anime, baby. Have you bred your tarantulas yet? Yes, I have bred actually. Now that you mention that, I've bred pretty much everything I need to now. I have video clips that I will edit for the next following weeks. And I'm also, but I'm not actually done breeding. I still have one more thing I'm trying to breed, and that is my Peacelathera Safuska Highland. And honestly, it has been a pain in the butt to breed that one. I can't, the female is not responsive to the male, so we're kind of stuck as in like, I can't get them to breed. But that is pretty much the last I'm breeding this year. And I also have one egg sac that has been made. I'm just hoping that I'm hoping the female doesn't eat her eggs though, because that's the last thing I'm hoping. Or I'm hoping that the eggs are not bad, because if the eggs dry out, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. But yes, one of my females have dropped an egg sac. The egg sac is not big, but she is taking good care of it. So I do have my fingers crossed that it is a good egg sac. So I'm actually monitoring everything right now in my room, so to make sure the humidity and the temperatures are right. So humidity is currently 71%, and then our temperatures are swinging between 77 to 82 degrees Fahrenheit. So right now I'm keeping everything monitored. I actually have notes written right here on my sticky notes, just so I don't forget about monitoring, because I get kind of, I'm very meticulous on how I do this. So just put it that way. I don't want to go into depth about numbers because then it's going to confuse everybody. But yes, I am monitoring, and I am keeping up with things that are happening in my tarantula collection. So, not every... Now, here's the thing though. I go into tarantula breeding expecting that there won't be a neck sack, because you gotta expect the worst when it comes to stuff like this. So I don't make promises that things work out at the end, because you won't know if it works until the end product. So that's the best way to put it in terms of the spider work as of now, guys, for those who are wondering. John, are you watching the dub? In terms of Demon Slayer? Probably. Yes, I got to anime 3 years ago. I have watched every isekai there is, and then a lot of mainstream shows. I'm still hyped for isekais. They can't stop watching them. I feel like isekais is a phase at this point. It is totally a phase when it comes to stuff like this. I don't have a problem with isekais. Well, I do kind of have a problem with isekais, but it really depends. Not all isekais are bad, but the majority of them are generic, or is rinse and repeat. There's that one meme of like every isekai is just like one another. Gosh, I need to really talk about that someday in the future though. Well, that's probably for another day when I go into depth talking about stuff like that. I have yet to watch Dr. Stone New World. That's because I already know what's going to happen. Yes, I'm watching the dub. Oh, interesting, John. So how many people will be on the dance class? So like I said, this dance class is actually relatively small, believe it or not. So far, in terms of the people that has logged into the private Discord for dance lessons, we have about 8 people as of now. We are expecting, or I was told they are expecting around 11 to 17 students. But so far, only 8 has been reported in. So, which I find kind of strange, honestly. Well, actually, it's not strange because this is supposed to be a more intermediate class. So, the good news is that I don't have to do the baby step videos like I did in the past on this channel, where like I talk about in the description, just do the same moves over and over again because of muscle memory and whatnot. So this time I can, since I'm teaching students that already has a little bit of dance experience prior, I can actually not necessarily go all out, to put it that way. I can't go all out yet because they're still not intermediate or experienced, quote unquote. But they're good enough to where I can actually, teach them about concepts, free form and whatnot. Raven-sama, bro, I gotta go. Well, see ya, Raven-sama. Raven, if you gotta go, just feel free to go. Like I said, nobody is held hostage here. Everybody has their own will to leave or stay. So yeah, so there's a private Discord for the class actually. So there's a private Discord and like some group chat place. I saw you put on your Discord about American VAs, so I know. So I don't know. You want anime dub or sub? I don't have a lot of, man. Margo, you actually mentioned a good point now that I'm thinking about some things. I think English dub has gotten better over time. I wouldn't necessarily say it's perfect yet, but it's getting pretty darn good. The competition when it comes to voice acting has become so competitive that like, the standards have gotten higher and higher. It is crazy, man. I still think my favorite voice actor in terms of like a voice role in any sort of game or anime is Troy Baker in The Medium. Like he voices that demon. Oh my god, it is a masterpiece. It's funny. No, but overall the voice actors they've gotten much better over time though. I don't think all dubs are bad. Okay, that's kind of a hot take. Not all of them are good, but not all of them are bad. It really depends on who they get for their talents. I think the majority of them are fine. I'm watching all anime in dub. That's fine. Some animes are really good in dubs, I'll tell you what. 91 Days, Bakano, Black Lagoon, what else is good in English? What else has a good dub? Dragon Ball Z dub is pretty good too. Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Z, those are good. What else has good dubs? There's a lot of good dubs now that I think about it. I also think, what else has good dubs that I can think of that I think is like really good? Man, that's quite a lot to think about now that I think about it, man. Good dubs. Man, that is crazy. I think now when I say dubs, I'm looking at like the older stuff here, guys. Not necessarily the newer stuff, because like the newer English dubs are pretty good. Like now, the standards, that is. Talking about like older series, like like late 2000s ish. If you get what I'm saying. Are you also hyped for the Black Clover movie on June? Okay, so when it comes to Black Clover's movie, I'll give you my short thoughts for a second before I jump back into it. Black Clover's movie, I think, will be interesting. It isn't canon, though. That's the thing that kind of bugs me. So it's not part of the main story, but it does seem interesting. Netflix dubs are good. Netflix dubs is kind of hit or miss as of now. Some of them are really good, some of them are okay. That's just my personal take, though. You're free to say they're good, though. What is the name of anime with worst dubs? So I think the anime with the worst dub, like, so if we're talking about like intentionally bad dubs, then I would say Ghost Stories. But if we're talking about like just like horrible voice dubbing in general, there's a few that sticks out to me, honestly. But like the old Fate Stay at Night, in my personal opinion, I was not a fan of in terms of the dub. Hey, that's just me, but don't take it personal. They don't take. God dang it! People are gonna kill me for that. Some of the old school Gundam was hit or miss, and when I say that, it's because some of the characters in the old Gundams were pretty good, and some of them were absolutely not that great. But watching dub have a limit on how much you can watch. Older series, yes. When it comes to the older series for watching dubs, there was a licensing issue back then. Because getting licensing rights to actually dub anime back then was much more difficult. Now is more commonplace, but you still got to get the license. But at least it's easier now. So when it comes to getting dubs for any other language, whether it's French, Italian, German, English, and whatnot, getting the license is much more easier now because anime is becoming more mainstream. But I do agree that even now our dubs are limited. Like, looking at all these animes here, I say half of these will get a dub. And then some of these will not get dubs until years later. But usually, when it comes to the popular series, such as Demon Slayer, Dr. Stone, and whatever is popular, they will usually get dubs. Like, Oshinoko, in my personal opinion, will most likely get a dub. Maybe not now, maybe in the future, but like any mainstream series will get dubs. Sub-series, like series that are not as popular, usually gets dubs months or years later. So like The Dangers in My Heart, for example, or Smartphone of the World, these usually get dubs later on. Feelings are not the same. That is true. That is the most difficult. Man, that is okay. As somebody who goes into voice acting, when you're voicing a character, it comes down to your interpretation. Interpretation is key to voice acting. And trust me,
I know voice acting is very difficult. Now, not everybody can do it. It's very limited.
But for those people who can interpret feelings, that is a huge plus. Like, voice acting is so it's easier for some and is more difficult for others. So I can't really tell you if it's going to be easier to get those feelings right or not. Now, like I said, voice acting is a job. So some people are just doing it because they need the roles, they need the money. But other people, they do it because they're passionate. So, and some are both. So, you kind of understand where we're going here, everybody. Voice. Like, you can voice anybody you want to, but there's a limitation on what you can do. Like, so I think that's the best way to put it, because it is, like, not to mention you have to find the right people, and that's even harder. But it's just my personal take, though, guys. You don't, you're free to feel how you feel. But like I said, when it comes to English dubs, or dubs in general, they do happen more often now. But like older series that are classics probably will never pretty much get a dub. Unless somebody's willing to actually pay for it. Which, paying for licensing is not cheap. Because you gotta deal with the fees, the royalties, and everything. It is absolutely atrocious to get licensing rights. And not to mention, Crunchyroll usually licenses everything. So if Crunchyroll doesn't get it, pretty much you're not going to see a dub. Well, unless you get Disney Plus or Netflix. Hokuto no Ken, isn't that the one about? I could be wrong, but isn't Hokuto no Ken Fist of the North Star? Yeah, well, I'm tripping. That is Fist of the North Star. Hokuto is North. What? My Japanese guys. Oh my god, I feel so stupid. They can't get the same fins with Hokuto no Ken. Fist of the North Star is such a classic, man. I can see why, but you can use that same. You can use the same reference as well for JoJo to an extent, I guess. At this point, guys, okay, I'm going to leave it on this note in terms of we're talking about English dubs and whatnot, or dubs in general. I think dubs have gotten better, and I feel like they're heading in the right direction, but they're not there yet. But they're getting good though. Like, a lot of them are pretty good, though. So, I'm going to leave it at that. They should hire me to voice a character. Heck, I'll do it for free, man. I did voice acting before. I can do it again. Heck, I even done stage acting. Is that not good enough for you guys? I can do stage acting, improv acting, musical acting. A little bit of Broadway, but I'm not really good at Broadway, to be honest. And I can do voice acting. Come on, hire me. That will never happen. But someday. If I can voice any character, I want to voice either as an antagonist or a throwaway bad guy. Like one of those stupid idiots in the background who just gets beat up by the main character easily within one swing. Those are the type of characters I like to play as because they're goofy and they're fun. Only JP. My man Marco, he is loyal to the Japanese. Yes. Japanese voice acting only for Marco. Oh man, we need to talk about these other animes, man. So somebody wants me to talk about I got an email to talk about this, actually. Hey, chat, and Kumo, how's it going? Hello there, Nightcore. It's going pretty good. Everything is going as good as is. We were just talking about English dubs and Japanese dubs and whatnot. But now we're jumping back into our anime discussions about our animes. So somebody wants me to talk about Konosuba, an explosion on the Wonderful World and whatnot. The spin-off about Megumin and whatnot. So for those who don't know, this is actually not by the original Studio Dean. This is actually by another anime studio, was it? Studio Drive. I am not familiar with this anime studio, so... But honestly, I don't have a problem with it, because I think, like, the art style in itself is already good enough. Like, if not, it's actually better in some scenes compared to Studio Dean. No offense, Studio Dean. I love Studio Dean, but my gosh, dude, they screw up on some animes. One example, Fate Stay Night, the original OG. My gosh, man. That was one thing they're trying to erase from the memory. But yeah, so I actually do like this. It's a new studio. They are doing very good. Yes, this is the controversy apparently, which there isn't any to begin with. So some people wanted Studio Dean to actually animate this spin-off, but instead it's by Studio Drive. And honestly, from episode 1, I thought it was actually a really good episode. As a matter of fact, the OSTs are amazing in this show. Like, every single OST fits the scenario perfectly. Especially towards the end where Megumin is sitting on top of the roof, thinking about explosion and whatnot. It is a very solid series. They're also doing Season 3. Yes, Season 3 was announced, but as for a date, we don't know. Studio Dean is doing that one though, but for the spin-off here, which is this for this spin-off, it's by Studio Drive. But I don't have a problem though. That's all I can really say about this anime. It's not even a bad anime. It's, if anything, I thought it was pretty good. Like, why are people confused? I don't know. Let's check out Studio Drive though. I am not familiar with this anime studio whatsoever. Studio Drive, this is one I'm not familiar with. Alright, To Your Eternity Season 2. The Konosuba. Is this the spin-off? Yeah, I think this is the spin-off one. Uzumaki. Fate Grand Order. Vladilov Tepin. Actors, Songs, Connection. So this was... Okay, so this anime studio has been around since 2015. That's interesting. So they've been around for about 8 years. So they're not really too far into their anime studio career. As a beginner, starts with hentai. Oh man, that would never. That's hentai. Okay, let's. They're making Uzumaki. Wow, it's gonna be good. Who knows? It's something we gotta think about. As a beginner, start with hentai. Man, that is a strange recommendation, Marco. I wouldn't necessarily say hentai, but I guess people has references, I guess. I love this show, Tonikawa. Okay, sorry guys. Now we're jumping into another series that people want me to talk about, Tonikawa. Man, do I love this show a lot. It makes me want to think about getting married already. It's crazy how everybody in my family is either getting married or already have kids. It is just so astonishing. And then watching this show makes me want to get married sometimes. I'm like, God dang. It's too early for you to get married just yet, Kumo Sensei. But someday it will happen. But as of now, I don't really desire to date though. I don't have a problem dating at all. But if I'm dating, I'm not going to look like this. I'm going to look completely different, I'll tell you what. You're going to see a completely different person. But man, do I love Tonikawa though. It has such a realistic approach with the most anime elements to dating. Man, this is like this show is something. It is truly something to me. I really wish relationships were like this, man, but it's never like this. Like, oh man, I will never forget the day I got stabbed. Oh man. Oh. The day I got stabbed. Man, that tells you a lot. Tell you what. Relationships don't work out the way you wanted to. Yamada-kun, it's 11:99. I still haven't watched this yet, so I can't give you strong opinions. Heavenly Delusion is an interesting thing. Kumo wa ogenki desu ka? Are your spiders in a good mood? Yes, my spiders are doing fine. I just actually talked about it earlier though, so you might want to go back to the stream later on after the stream ends to go see what I'm talking about with the stream. 300 Years Killing Slime is getting season 2. Interesting. That's funny because I really didn't think it would get a season 2. I like the series a lot, but at the same time, I felt like it didn't really need a season 2 though. But I'll take a season 2 any day though. Dang, man, that's crazy. It's Killing Slime for 300 years. I'll never forget though. It's funny because she doesn't age at all. She's a witch that doesn't age, but everybody else has like, they have aged and gotten children and everything. It's crazy. Hold up. I still need to watch this, actually. Dead Mount Death Play. This is the one I need to watch. Everybody's telling me to watch this, so I will watch it probably today. Oh, man. I think your spider's favorite anime will be reincarnated as a spider. Everybody says that. I agree too, by the way, so you're not wrong. Kumo Desuga, Nanika, that's a really great series. Like, I love it. 100% though. Spiders are in box mood. You could put it that way. I have a lot of recordings, actually, from my tarantula breedings I've done so far. I still need to edit them, so you will see them later. Probably the next following weeks on the Laxo channel. Like I said, when it comes to tarantulas, I have a very professional and a relaxed approach to things. So I don't really like approaching tarantulas as like, here's some extremely big deadly tarantulas that could possibly kill you if it bites you. No. The way I approach tarantulas is that, look at this beautiful piece of art. It blossoms like the spring breeze. That's the best way for me to explain my love for spiders. You speak anime. I speak everything. I hope it gets second season. Yes, let's hope that Kumo Desuga Nanika gets a second season. If it does, I'll be happy though. Even though I don't see it likely because of how it was received, because of the CGI, quote unquote, I still really do wish it got a second season though. Hello there, YouTube Bear though. Alright, let me see what's around for next season of anime. What language is that? I don't know. Explain to me the language. 僕の日本語は全然下手です。ごめんなさい。Like, my Japanese is bad. I need to speak Japanese again. But then again, I haven't spoke Japanese since I quit my translating job. If I go back to learning languages again, it's only because I need to find it necessary. Like, I'm not gonna, you know, just do whatever, I guess. Where are you from? I live in the United States, by the way, YouTube Bear. So, if you're wondering, I live in the United States. But people don't understand. There are Japanese people here in the United States as well. I am leaving. You don't speak anime. I live anime. Anime is something that I find so surprising. I've been watching anime for over 10 years now. Well, for a very long time now that I think about it. Since I was like 8 or 9. But like, man, if I could describe anime in one word, then it's really just, it feels like a phase in a way, now that I think about it. But YouTube Bear though, if you want to leave, I'm not stopping you, by the way. You're free to leave. Like, I don't take anything personal, honestly. I rarely do take things personal. It's honestly kind of rare for me to go that far. Because you must have hit somewhere really personal if you want to push me there. Like, I know that people are like, how do you deal with stuff like this? Like haters, doubters, and whatnot. The answer is, it's normal. I mean, you're coming in to stage acting, voice acting, acting in general, anything of that nature, you kind of had to learn to deal with it. Like, you're going to get criticism. The only thing you can do is to push on and move forward. Like, that's really all you can do. But hey, that's just me though, guys. I don't hold personal grudges. I rarely ever do. I'm not sure if I like the microphone visible on camera, but it's cool, I think. I just leave it here because, I don't know, I just talk to it, I guess. I mean, unless people want me to move it all the way up here, but it kind of makes it hard for the audio to pick up sometimes, so I like to keep it close if possible. Oh, let me lift that up a little higher. There it goes. Little adjusting. adjusting. There he goes. Okay, we're back to where it is propositional. So current animes this season, they donate for a better one. Don't do that. Nobody donate for a better mic. Just use what you have and make the best of it. That's all I can really say. But, hey, I will get a new PC soon, though. Soon. I always say soon, but everybody's like, when? You said you're gonna get it this time, you never got it. What happened? The honest truth is that things happen in life, personal stuff, so you can't... Oh, God dang it. If I was more financially secure, I guess I could actually invest more into like streaming gear and whatnot and better Wi-Fi for certain. But the fact that the what I want and the situations that life gives to me, it doesn't go the way I want it. So I just kind of had to make do with what I got. And I need to actually clarify this real quick, because some people have been sending me emails discussing about something I find kind of questionable. Is that how much do I get paid on YouTube? I do not get paid on YouTube at all. I have not yet met my requirements for YouTube payments. YouTube partnership requires 1,000 subs, which I have done. But the other requirement is that I need 4,000 hours of watch time. I currently only have 2,000 hours of watch time. So we're kind of, to put it simply, I'm halfway there, but I'm not there to getting paid yet. I'm going to be transparent when I say this too. If I get YouTube partnership, I'm going to tell you how much I made the first month. Because I feel like, because the numbers of what people say they make and the actual numbers you do make does not make sense to me. Like, you do the math, but let us jump back into the summer anime though. Holy smoly, that's a lot of animes already. What the heck? I think it's because you need to make longer vids. I refuse to make longer vids though. Longer vids only works if... I feel like longer vids work better if you have either a documentary style videos or like something of that nature. My videos is more so of informative type of videos, so it's better to make it short because people just want the information like straight on the fly. Undead girl murder face. Oh, what the heck is this? Okashi na Tensei. Atelier Ryza is getting an anime? Oh my god. I don't know how they count live streams. So live streams is essentially they count down your total watch hours. So essentially live streams, they actually do consider that as watch time as well. The problem is that when it comes to live streams, it depends on how long you actually stay to watch. So they don't really necessarily... So if you watch a total of 5 minutes or 5 hours, it will say I got that much for my watch time. The only problem with live streaming is that live streaming usually only works when it's live. Because like very rarely will people actually rewatch old live streams. So live stream works better only when it's fresh, essentially, when you're actually live, like as of now. But for people who are not here on this live stream, they most likely will not drop by. Because, let's be honest, watching a live stream, an old live stream that is, that's been around for like over 2 hours long, not very many people will stick around for that. So it's better to watch it when it's fresh. Oh my god. So okay. Well, back to the anime, guys. This is the one anime I'm going to actually watch though. Tsukute New Saga. I would put your videos on repeat when I go to sleep so you can get watch hours. I don't think it will work like that though. Because like, I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly how the YouTube algorithm works, but I know that it doesn't. I don't see it working that way. But if it did work that way, that's like an infinite loop, like cheat almost. But I really don't see it going that way though. Like, even I don't really understand how the YouTube algorithm works. Oh. Okay, sorry guys. The YouTube algorithm was way too brutal. But let us jump back into this. I stumbled in my words, guys. That's crazy. But let us jump right back in. Oh man. So the only 2 animes I really do plan on watch for the next season, or 3 actually. Horimiya, Peace, because this shows the cut content from the actual manga. What else? Tsukute, New Saga, and Dark Gathering. Helk is getting... Where's Helk? I don't know anything about Helk. Demon Slayer the Torrent. I'm going to check that out for a second, Marco. But before I check it out, let me read this real quick. Helk. While humanity celebrates the defeat of the Demon King by the hands of a lone hero, the denizens of the demon world prepare for a contest of a lifetime. A tournament to decide who would inherit the title of Demon King. Now, 3 months later, the tournament has been proceeding smoothly. Well, other than the fact that the favorite to come out on top is the human hero Helk. With a smile and a wave, he easily bests his demonic competition, all while loudly proclaiming his hatred for humans. Though he calls for the destruction of humanity, the truth of what lies behind his cheery facade remains a mystery. Doubtful of Helk's intentions, Red Vamirio, one of the 4 heavenly kings who oversee the realm of the demons together, seeks to uncover what the hero is truly after. With the title of Demon King at stake, the fate of the demon world rests on her shoulders. Huh. This sounds different. It's a fantasy series, though. This is a maybe for me. As of now, it's a maybe. The girl I like forgot her glasses. I need to watch this one too, actually. But let us jump to fall 2023 for a second. So the Faraway Paladin Season 2, I will watch. Spy Family Season 2, I will watch. Shield Hero Season 3, I'm going to binge watch this. I'm going to wait for all the episodes to air. Maybe you can watch a trailer if there is one. I don't think there is a trailer for that one yet. Frieren, yep. Beyond Journey's End. This one I will watch. Everything else here, I'm pretty much going to either watch as a side gig thing or just get on my secondary stuff. Sorry, I'm looking through this. Paradox live animation. What the heck is this? God app. Oh my gosh, this thing seems so stupid. No offense. It's a CG anime, but I don't have any hopes for it. I'm not gonna lie. I struggled when I talked about it. Undead Unluck is also great. I forgot. This is actually a Shonen Jump anime. This is by David Production, the same studio as JoJo. That's interesting. So JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. The studio is creating Undead Unluck. I don't know anything about this series, so I need to actually check it out later. Frieren Beyond Journey's End is actually a very solid series as well. I'm not caught up with the manga, but I have read some of it. It's a very powerful series, I'll tell you what. I feel like Frieren Beyond Journey's End is like the better version of To Your Eternity, now that I think about it. Fire Force 2, same studio. Interesting. Fire Force's manga has concluded, I believe, and I have yet to actually finish reading Fire Force. So I'm just gonna stick as anime only for Fire Force, but I do hear, well, I have heard that Fire Force and Soul Eater are connected. So that makes me, I don't know if that's actually a good thing or a bad thing. Because the thing about Soul Eater was that, let's be honest. Oh yeah, it is by Studio Madhouse. That's pretty cool. If I have to be honest, I was not a big fan of the way how Soul Eater ended for the anime. The anime's ending for Soul Eater, or the ending for Soul Eater in general, it just kind of ends. It doesn't really... I know that's kind of a biased take, but I love Soul Eater, but my god, that ending though. Fire Force did end it. Okay, so I was right. Fire Force is pretty much over. But as I was saying though, I'm not really, man, I'm not really the biggest fan of Soul Eater because of the ending. This is a problem I have with anime nowadays. I could spoil you how it's connected if you wish me to. Don't spoil it, because if I want to spoil it, I'll just go check it out myself, so that way I can get a better understanding if I just do it myself. But I have to say though, I am not the biggest fan of the ending for Soul Eater. I know there was a spin-off, Soul Eater or Not, and then there was other stuff as well. I think there was a Soul Eater movie, as a matter of fact, which I don't know if those are canon. I don't think they are, actually. I could be wrong, but was not a fan of Soul Eater's ending though. I still do think the action was really cool though. I think Kid was an amazing character. Well, I'm thinking a lot about Soul Eater. Okay, but let us jump back into this fall of 2023 anime though. Shield Hero, I gotta be honest, Shield Hero lost a lot of momentum with Season 2. Because Season 2, to a lot of people, was hit or miss. Now, as I stated during that video, when I talked about Season 3 being announced, I have yet to catch up on Season 2. And the reason why is because I read the light novels, so I kind of know what happens. And while I wouldn't necessarily say it's bad, it loses a bit of momentum. Because, like, Naofumi pretty much redeems himself, obviously, from season 2, or season 1, was it? The end of season 1 or season 2? Beginning of season 2? I don't remember. But after his redemption arc, though, it really kind of went downhill a little bit. It is by Kinema Citrus. Kinema Citrus is actually a pretty good anime studio, but they're not really good when it comes to CGI. Their CGI still needs a bit of work. I don't think Soul Eater would be good if it was airing in current times. I actually agree. Now that's actually a very good topic. Nightcore Lead, I gotta give that to you. I think Soul Eater will be fine, but I wouldn't say it will be good if it came out today's time. Because I feel like its animation style and what it offers for its time was for its time. But I still do think that Soul Eater is, I don't want to say it's a bad series, it's a decent series. If the ending was much better, I feel like it would have been remembered much more betterly, I guess. Betterly? Is that even a word? But man, it got the short end of the stick. Fire Force, even though Fire Force has ended, I'm hoping that the ending for Fire Force, it's at least conclusive. But, and the same thing goes for every single anime that I've seen, like, throughout my entire life watching anime. I look at all these amazing anime series, and the one thing I always think about is not necessarily how it will be remembered as, but more so of how will it end. Because the thing about series is that it needs a proper conclusion. very few animes have a proper conclusion. I think a few that comes to mind with proper conclusions, in my personal opinion, is without a doubt Code Geass. Dang, I just had one in my head. It just left. Code Geass, Death Note, Steins Gate. What else? There's very few now that I think about it. In my opinion, I find Fire Force more enjoyable. Fire Force, without a doubt, easily, in my opinion, is more enjoyable than Soul Eater. Like, not necessarily on some aspects, but like as the overall package, I think Fire Force is the better one. Clannad. Clannad's conclusion is good, but then again, though, I always go back to this, and I keep saying this. Clannad's visual novel is god tier. Period. People who think that Clannad's anime is actually sad ending, like the ending, like people always think about sad animes. Even though the anime is sad, the visual novel will have you feel a type of way. I tell you, you need to play it. Play the visual novel. The anime is based off one of the routes from the visual novel. And you play Clannad's, oh god dang it. All of the routes are sad. You will cry. Like, oh my god. I will go as far as to say Clannad is even more sad than Angel Beats. Debate me. Debate me on that. I actually think that Clannad is more sad than Angel Beats. And the reason why I say that is because Clannad... okay, I need to compare. Angel Beats' sad moments is sad because the build-up of all the good memories, and then like of what happens in the show, and to see how it ends, or the ending of Angel Beats makes you want to cry. But the thing that makes Clannad so different is that it's like it's a butterfly effect. It slowly builds and it creeps and it creeps. And then when it hits you, it's like a tsunami wave. It's an experience. The difference between the visual novel is that the visual novel is a constipation of depression. That is the best way. That is the best way to describe it. I recommend everybody to actually play the visual novel for Clannad. Because it will actually make people think of what sad is in terms of a good story. I have not seen Angel Beats either. Micro Lead, it's okay. You'll see it someday because everybody is gonna recommend it to you at some point in your lifetime. EF Tales of Memories and Melodies. I think F Tales of Memories and Melodies is more... It is sad, but it's more of a depressional sad. It's not really the same side... It's not the same sort of sad as like Clannad, so... I can't really... It's not that I don't agree, it's just that F Tales of Memories and Melodies is more so of a depressional sad. Not necessarily like a hit in the feels sad to me. Even though I know what happens in that. Air is a classic, I tell you what. Air is the same. Air is kind of like a mix of man, I don't know. If Air feels more like a melodrama sad, I think that's the best. Is that even a good way to put it? It's melodrama sad. That's a weird way to put it. H2O is one I haven't seen yet. I think I stated that last time too, Marco. I have yet to see H2O, so I'm not familiar with that one. But Air, EF Tale of Memories and Melodies, and Clannad After Story, those I am familiar with. I've heard good and bad things from Angel Beats. I think Angel Beats is overrated, but I still think people should go check it out, if you get what I'm saying. Overrated to me doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It just means that it has been overhyped. Like, but I do recommend people go check it out though. Like, we're talking sad stuff here, guys. Let's see how Angel Beats is holding up. Angel Beats, where are you? Where are you, Angel Beats? It still has a high score of 8, man. That's crazy. Those are all old school. Yeah, I know that, Marco. That's why I'm familiar with most of these, but H2O. H2O is one I haven't H2O is one I haven't seen yet, and the only reason why I haven't seen it yet is because H2O is actually a visual novel, so it falls under the same category as Clannad to an extent. So the thing is that when it comes to H2O, you can actually play the visual novel. I think there's like WinRARs and RAR files for that, but I have yet to actually try it. Maybe someday. H2O and Clannad don't have sad ending. I know that. Well, not for H2O, but for Clannad, I do know that at least. Clannad, I know that it doesn't have a sad ending, quote unquote. Well, if you play the visual novel, it is sad, but but H2O I haven't seen yet, so I can't really. I guess I just take your word for it. I guess, or H2O. Nightcore lead, I'll give you a very hard question right now. You have the choice of saving your friend from a burning building or having the chance to rewatch One Piece again, forgetting everything. Saving a friend, my friend. That was actually a very easy one to choose from. I would definitely save a friend. I am not leaving anyone behind, I tell you what. If I have a friend who's in trouble and I left them behind, that will literally go against my nature. No friend for me is getting left behind. Like, rewatching One Piece, I mean, it will take a long time, but it's not like I'm losing a friend here. So, that's an easy decision for me. I'm saving a friend. Oh, rewatching One Piece, forgetting everything. People act like watching One Piece is so difficult. It's not that it's difficult, it's that it just takes time. What is H2O? H2O is basically an old school visual novel that had an anime. The only reason, but I have yet to play the visual novel, nor have I seen the anime. Don't punish me for that, guys. It's just that I haven't seen everything. I've seen most things. Everything new I've pretty much already seen, but like old school stuff, is either I've seen it or I haven't yet. I would rather have left anime and never watch it again than lose a friend. Same. YouTube Bear is back. He's back, everybody. YouTube Bear is back. You speak anime now. Yes, I am. So we're talking about H2O. So H2O was actually, so for those who don't know, Nightcore lead, you're probably not born yet if you're if you're new to anime. H2O was actually a visual novel that got an anime adaptation. It came around the same time as Clannad. Believe it or not, Clannad is actually a very old school visual novel. One of the first OG visual novels. I believe it came out, oh, my light here died. Hold on, let me fix that real quick. Give me a second, changing the light batteries. But oh. Okay. Okay, guys, we're back. So allow me to explain. So believe it or not, Clannad was actually an OG visual novel staple. Now, after it inspired an anime, believe it or not, somebody had an idea, aka Ryukishi07. And I'm not speaking manga, by the way. I'm speaking visual novels. Visual novels is not the same as manga, by the way. So Clannad was actually, some people consider Clannad to be the godfather of sad series because of how it makes people feel some type of way. But the thing about Clannad that I find so interesting is that Clannad Muto. What the are you ripped? Not yet. I will not mute them yet. I don't really mute or ban people unless they say inappropriate things or unless they spam too much. If you spam, I'm immediately gonna. Visual novels is essentially games. So basically, you're playing a game. So you know how you play visual novels and there's like a dialogue text box, like a dialogue text box in the bottom, and there's character sprites and you make choices and whatnot. That's essentially what a visual novel is. The thing about Clannad is that Clannad was pretty much one of the OG visual novels that inspired every other visual novel out there. It even went as far as to inspire Higurashi. Higurashi was inspired by Clannad, believe it or not, because the creator of Higurashi, Ryukishi07, actually wanted to create a visual novel, sort of like Clannad, because Clannad was very sad on every choice you made. Every single route in that visual novel was sad for Clannad. So Ryukishi07 decided, why not make it a horror style instead? And then he created Higurashi. Now remember, Clannad came out in the 90s, so this was like very old school. Like, this is such old school stuff that like you had to get disc, like multiple disc to play those rounds. And as a matter of fact, I think you can still get physical copies of Clannad, believe it or not, the old school one. What is visual novel? I think you have a video about that. We talked about it on stream before on 30 minutes. Yes, I talked about visual novels. If you don't know what visual novels are, you're not a true anime fan. Like, oh man. Visual novels have changed so much now, because now a lot of visual novels are pretty much dating sims or eroges, or somewhere along the lines of that. Very few are actually just, you know. Are you from anime? I am anime. I don't know, man. Yes, Doki Doki Literature Club is a visual novel, by the way. Visual novels are essentially games, if you put it into that perspective. Are you from anime? No, I'm not from anime. Some people say I am, but I just know a lot more about anime than most other people. Doki Doki Literature Club is a visual novel. It will never get an anime, but it is a visual novel, though. Nekopara, for example, is a visual novel. Steins Gate is a visual novel. What else is a visual novel? Is Doki Doki Literature... I think, Marco, to answer your question for Doki Doki Literature Club, it's only fun if you go in blind. Can you say something in anime? Like what do you want me to say in anime? You want me to speak Japanese or something? Like what do you want me... Like, you want... You need to be more specific, YouTube Bear. Play it. Everybody, Doki Doki, it's wholesome. Play it. Doki Doki is better if you're going blind. That's all I can say. It will never get an anime, obviously, because it goes kind of off the walls and off the rails, but it goes pretty hard. Man, visual novels has come such a long way, man. It is crazy. What else is a visual novel that has gotten an anime adaptation? There's a lot, actually. Dies Irae. Damn, man. Bro, stop with the stupid questions. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a stupid question. It's more so of like, what are you asking? Like Boku no Chinchai Chisai Desu or something. Or shaking my head, that's anime. Boku no Chinchai Chisai Desu. Like, hold up. I'm so confused about what you're trying to ask here. Because I don't... Like... You need to be more specific here. Is this like a... Oh, I see. You're trolling. Okay, you're trolling. Are you serious? Are you trying to troll me? I will ban you, you troll me, guys. I don't... Yeah, you had me. God dang it. I hate you. That's kind of funny. Because, man, like I said, I'm gonna say read it slowly. No, I got it. He's trolling. Yeah, he's trolling. You want to speak anime, I see. Imano. I don't know why people wanted me to speak Japanese. It's kind of strange. I don't like when people ask or request for Japanese. Like, man, Imano. I always say right now. That is my catchphrase, by the way, guys, when I speak Japanese. Is Ima. But yeah, guys, that is crazy though. You had me once. Shame. No. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me 3 times. Just kidding. No, it's all good though. Like I said, I don't really take it personal. So like when somebody says a joke, I guess it's fine. But if it's something offensive, then I actually take account for that. But yeah, though, back on the topic of visual novels and whatnot, Planet is without a doubt a visual novel. Have you read? Yes, I've read a lot of manhwas. I don't like them, but that was a good one. Fair enough. Have you read manhwas? Yes, I do read manhwas, by the way, guys. Like, all of the big manhwas I have read. So, Solo Leveling, Tower of God, God of High School, Noblies, Unordinary. Those, like, any of the popular mainstream manhwas I have read. So, like I said, we also discussed this last time as well when it came to manhwas. So, my stance on manhwas is kind of still the same. So, the thing about manhwas, like I said this in the last stream as well, I'll say it again. I feel like the biggest struggle that manhwas have is, 1, is concluding, and number 2, is how to establish characters. Because the thing about character development is when it comes to manhwas, and you will notice this as you read more manhwas, you notice that when it comes to characters and their chemistry, there's not really much chemistry, because a lot of character bonds and a lot of character development relies either on backstory or whatever is currently happening in that current arc or chapter within that manhwa. So that's where I pretty much stand, and I still do stand with what I say. I don't hate manhwas, but I feel like a lot of them struggle because of that. Now, don't get me wrong, some manhwas are really good, and some manhwas can have good endings and develop characters very properly. But the chemistry aspect between characters is very difficult to find in the manhwas. Never mind, my joke continued the lecture on visual novels. Unordinary is more webtoon, but yes. Now you can write regularly. Marco just roasted. Oh my god, just crazy. Well, webtoons, I guess you can consider Unordinary to be a webtoon as well, I guess. It's really depending on where you stand. Like I said, I don't necessarily have problems with manhwas, but I feel like I haven't found a manhwa that has gotten it right yet. Because let's be honest, like, I don't hate God of High School, but my god, does it go all over the place. My recommendation of manhwa doesn't struggle. Your recommendation was fine, Marco. It's fine. I wouldn't say it's like the best or that it's amazing, but it's good. I feel like this guy can talk to 6 hours straight and not listen. Yeah, I can go into debate because I know, like, a lot of people. The thing about me, guys, is that when I talk about anime, like, if people want me to go in depth about it, I actually go in depth. Have you read The Boxer? It has a very good conclusion. It's a webtoon. The Boxer. I'm not familiar with that. I'll probably go check it out if it's interesting. But it has to make sense though. Like I said, if I'm reading a series, it either has to grab me in some sort of way, or it has to make sense for me to read it. Because, like, I'm not trying to be mean to some people in the YouTube comments. Not on this live stream, by the way. Some people recommend me to watch isekais. And I'm not gonna lie, I've seen most isekais already. Or, if I haven't seen it yet, it's either an isekai that is repetitive. And when isekais in series are repetitive, you kind of know what's going to happen. manhwas are kind of similar in that aspect. It's because the thing about this is the thing that manhwa has as well is power scaling. Power scaling in manhwas is beyond me. Like, oh my god. I feel like sometimes, okay, this is going to be biased when I say this. I feel like sometimes the power leveling doesn't make sense to me. I can go against you with no problem, but with light novels and visual novels, I am dead. If you haven't, like, look, I don't mind people's thoughts, dude. We agree to disagree when we talk about whether we like or dislike manhwas, but now when I'm talking about power scaling, I'm specifically talking about manhwas that focus primarily on the genre of either shonen or action. So any other manhwas that has action in it here and there, I'm not including those. I'm solely talking about manhwas that specifically focuses primarily on the action sequences. So, like, you can disagree on me when I said what I said about manhwas, about the action sequences, but that's just where I stand currently, though. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I feel like a lot of it is kind of predictable. I need to go, guys. See ya. Well, see ya, Nightcrawler Lead. If you gotta go, you gotta go. I gotta get going in 15 minutes too, by the way, because I had no idea what in specific is he talking about, but he seems to know what he's doing. I don't even watch anime. YouTube Bear, why are you even here? Like, you don't... YouTube Bear's gonna be like, this man here, the Kumo Sensei. This guy is the epitome of what an anime fan is. But then again, though, I feel like... I said I feel like because I haven't reached that conclusion yet. Like, I know that manhwa has so much more potential. The question is, who's it gonna be? And when will they do it? Because I feel like Solo Leveling, I know that it has a lot of here and there with their fan base and whatnot, but I think Solo Leveling is heading towards the right direction. If you get what I'm saying, it's heading in the right direction of where it should be going for manhwas. The question is, who's going to actually make it into a masterpiece? Because every series, the way I always view anime is that when a series ends, it either becomes a classic that everybody will remember forever, or it will become a foundation, a stepping stone for something else to come. So the question is, and I've noticed it, like, everybody notices like that as well when it comes to watching anime and reading mangas and everything else. If it's bad, eventually another anime or another series will pick up its slack. But if it's good, it will always be a classic. An example, Death Note. Death Note is forever a classic. Other stuff, yeah, everybody... Like, I know that what I'm saying doesn't really make sense, but I think at some point, you'll start to recognize that as well. You either become a masterpiece or you become a foundation for something else to come. And I feel like as of now, the age of manhwa is not there yet. It's getting there, though, because now we're getting more manhwa anime like adaptations, such as why Reliana ended up at the Duke's Mansion, Solo Leveling, Tower of God, the Noblies, God of High School. Like, we've seen like animes being adapted from manhwas. It's just that we need to find just that one manhwa to get it right, to where it's like forever a classic. Because a lot of people already kind of forgotten about Noblies and everything after the animes came out, which in my opinion is kind of upsetting because I actually like those series. Like I said, they're not perfect by any means, but they're not bad either. There is only the real one, the real guy, and that is John. Yes, but John left us. Oh gosh, John, we need you back. Come back to us, please. John is the realest, man. I love John. That man, if I could give that man an award, I will give him a handshake, a pat on the back, and $20. Like John be coming out with some facts that even I don't know, like somebody's birthday. Like I said, I know when it comes to your birthdays, it's either hit or miss that I'm familiar with. But I love John though. He's a great anime fan. I like John because he's very niche. That's kind of a rare thing. They are like your normal anime fans, and then there are your niche anime fans who specifically focus on that. There goes John, guys. When we need him, he appears. Hello there, John. We need you. John, his timing is impeccable. Like, if there's one way I can describe John, like, in all honesty though, like real talk, there are anime fans that are just like normies. There are hardcore anime fans, and then there are niche anime fans. The niche ones are the ones that I find interesting because they'll take one aspect of something and they will stretch it out to make it like an entire universe on its own. John is one of those niche people. I don't find those people often nowadays, which is very interesting. And trust me, I am a mix of every single one of those type of anime fans. Like, I'm a niche, but I know my wide range as well. But John, though, my man, he's back. When the world needed him most, he returned. John is Deus Ex Machina, I'll tell you what. Amazing. There's an official club. Join the Oshinoko official My Anime List Club. Holy smoly. He's just watching and ready for the right time to jump in. I will not force John to come in. He'll come when he's ready. But yeah, guys, it has been quite a wacky one. I just finished watching One Punch Man Season 2 on Blu-ray, and I'm caught up and waiting for Season 3. Season 3 is happening. The question becomes, how well will they adapt Season 3? Because, hold up, let's see if One Punch Man Season 3 is on my anime list. It's right here. Okay, guys. Now, the thing... Okay, I need to give you my honest thoughts about One Punch Man Season 3. In my personal opinion, what made Season 1 for One Punch Man so spectacular was not the fact that it was done by Studio Madhouse. It was more so because it was done by pretty much part-time workers at that studio. So it was not worked on by the main staff. So essentially, a lot of the people that worked on Season 1 was freelancers. And the freelancers, since they're freelancers, they have pretty much free reign and control over what they wanted to do. So that's why the animation style for Season 1 was so unique, was because, like I said, they had pretty much no regulations, because the people at Madhouse, the freelancers that was working on Season 1, they're not the main staff that normally works on anime. So there was really no regulations. So they went all out and just had fun making Season 1. And that is why Season 1 is a masterpiece. And then when Season 2 came around, the thing that Madhouse noticed was that the freelancers are gone, because they hired freelancers to make Season 1. So they knew they couldn't handle the production at that time. So they gave up the production to Silverlink. I think Silverlink was the anime studio that was working on One Punch Man Season 2. And although the animation was good enough, to be honest, it was good enough. It wasn't. It didn't have the same feel, style, or aesthetic as Season 1. Which is why Season 2 is known as a pretty bad season for One Punch Man. When I first started watching One Punch Man, it was funny. Wow, I never knew that freelancers can also work in anime. Yes, at the time, Studio Madhouse was hiring freelancers to actually work on One Punch Man Season 1. But Season 2 was not that good because it was a completely different anime studio. And not to mention, it was a very difficult task to adapt from, because the soul of Season 1 was not in Season 2. So everybody review bombed the junk out of Season 2. So Silverlink actually pretty much gave up on adapting One Punch Man. So now the IP of One Punch Man for the anime is just floating everywhere. So to see Season 3 I don't care what anime studio works on season 3. The question becomes, will it be good? I honestly do believe that it will probably not be as good as season 1. Now, I'm not saying it will be bad, because season 2 wasn't even that bad, but it didn't have the same spirit as season 1. So everybody is rumoring that season 3 is by Studio Madhouse. But the thing that makes me worried is that people forget that anime studio is one thing, but the anime IP is another. So the question people have to ask is Studio Madhouse, if it is true that Studio Madhouse is doing this, like I said, right now it's speculation that Studio Madhouse is doing season 3. So take it with a grain of salt. Will they do it justice? Like, will they do it justice? The thing, I honestly believe that no matter what anime studio tries to adapt it, it will not have the same soul as season 1. Even if season 3 is good, as a matter of fact, the manga actually deviated from the original source, the original anime. I mean, the original source material, which is the web manga. So for those who don't know, allow me to explain what has happened. So currently, the manga for One Punch Man has deviated from the original source material. The original source material for One Punch Man was actually a web manga, and then they got in a manga illustrator to actually adapt from that web manga. So the manga that everybody reads is not the original source material for One Punch Man. The original source material for One Punch Man is the web manga, for those who are wondering. So yeah, I know I'm going a little rant, but I have a lot of worries, but at the same time, I'm kind of trying to leave the door open for opportunities to be optimistic about season 3. But yes, the manga for One Punch Man has deviated from the original web manga. So the whole fight with Garo in the manga and whatnot, that's pretty much, I don't even know if it's even canon. That's the thing that I'm so confused about. Somebody has to enlighten me on that, because like I said, the manga adaptation for One Punch Man is different from the web novel. Completely different illustrators and whatnot. So what's going to have to happen is that if season 3 happens, based on this here and Garo's color tone here, essentially it's insinuating that it's going to adapt from the manga, not from the web novel. So like you see where I'm coming from, guys? I don't know exactly where it's going. That's the thing. So everybody is left in the dark. So I don't know why people are speculating all of this stuff here, when in reality, while we can be skeptical, we had to be open-minded. Have you ever cried while watching an anime? Who didn't? Marco, you goddamn right. When you watch a sad anime, you're gonna cry. I'll tell you what. It takes a real man to cry, I'll tell you what. Yeah, but animes that did make me cry, Planet After Story or Aftermath. And then, what else? The original Clannad and Anohana the Flower We Saw That Day. Like, Anohana the Flower We Saw That Day. Man, I cried when that came out. That anime came out 2010. Can you believe that? I was so young when I watched that and I cried. And Pokemon, the first movie, I even cried about that too. Marco has a point, man. Marco has a point, YouTube Bear. You say you don't watch anime, that's why you haven't cried yet. But once you find it, you'll cry like a grown man. I'll tell you what. Anohana, the Flower We Saw That Day. See, this is one of those animes that makes me cry, but not like cry like I bawl my eyes out. More like I cry because I feel some type of way, but I don't know how to put it. This is one of those series. But I agree, Marco. YouTube Bear, you need to watch anime. The moment you do, you'll start to understand it much more better. So Anohana is essentially the 5 stages of grief. That is the best way to describe this anime. Like, Clannad is like depressional sad, but this is more like the 5 stages of grief sad. I'm crying over the Dango song. See, man, no, don't make, man, you're making me think about things now again. Like, thinking about stuff like this, man, we go way back. Clannad was interesting. Now, Clannad actually came after this for me, because I watched this one first before Clannad. When you start a series, but after some time, you just watch repetitive content, you go numb, you don't feel anything. That's actually true, though. I actually do agree with that to an extent, YouTube Bear. But let's be honest, though, there are some classics that will always make you feel some type of way. Like, there are those classics, and those classics are the ones that make you cry. So, like, every time I think about Clannad now, or Anohana, I don't cry, but I feel some type of way. And if I think about it too hard, I probably will cry. Can you believe that this series here is getting a sequel after like 10 years? So, oh, it actually came out in 2011. Interesting. Spring of 2011. Oh, that's interesting. Anohana, the flower we saw that day. So allow me to talk about this series, because this is one of the first series that made me cry. So the best way to describe this series is that is literally the 5 stages of grief. Basically, your main character Genta can see his childhood friend Mima, but the thing about Mima is that Mima already died. She's pretty much a ghost in this show, to put it simply. So essentially, him and the whole Scooby-Doo gang get back together, and they pretty much go through a phase of rebonding and rekindling their childhood to basically help Mima move on to the next life, essentially. And the thing about the show that made me cry was that even as a kid, I already knew I was feeling some type of way. It's essentially the 5 stages of grief, and because like, and at the end of it all, you come to accept it. That's the thing that makes me cry, is accepting it. Bro, just give me spoilers. You want me to give spoilers to a show that's over 10 years old? This show came in 2011. I'm already crying because of Chest. Oh man, see, now you guys you all make me feel some type of way. But oh shoot, it's already 4:30. Okay, I gotta get going pretty soon. But I'm gonna explain this real quick before I go, guys. So allow me to explain. So Anohana came out like way back when, 2011, and believe it or not, is actually getting a sequel. Can you believe that? After 11 years, they announced a sequel. It's actually happening. Is this right here? It's a movie sequel, and now they're all grown-ups. Like, what the heck, man? That's crazy. Hello there, Ice. You came in last second, Ice. I gotta get going pretty soon, but to put it simply, though, Anohana, after like 10 years, finally got a sequel, and it makes time was fast. Time was fast. How's time fast? I've been live for about 2 hours. Come on, guys. I'm gonna see if I can stretch this out at 5 o'clock. Maybe I can stretch it out a little bit longer. But essentially, though, Anohana, this is a rare case, and the reason why I want to talk about this is because even though it does make me cry, you know, and whatnot, like we talked about already, the one thing that I find so special about this is that it got in a sequel after 10 years. This will almost never happen in anime. As a matter of fact, getting sequels after a decade is rare, and I truly mean that. I cannot think of very many anime that has gotten sequels after over a decade. The only series that can come to mind is either Macross or something big like Gundam. But like, if it's not for that, then like seeing this is like a rare entity. This is literally seeing this is like a blue moon. Like, I know what I'm talking about, guys. Like, I literally thought this would never get a sequel. As a matter of fact, I always wonder way back when I was younger, when would this get a sequel? Because like, I want to know the after story. Because even though the story did concluded on a pretty positive note, it left some doors open as to like what happens now. Like, because like I said, Anohana is essentially the 5 stages of grief, and towards the end you come to accept it. But the question is, what do you do after accepting it? So now to see this, it's like we're seeing the aftermath after accepting Mima moving on. The girl who's basically a ghost who basically died. So YouTube Bear, it's a big deal. It's not a big deal, but to me it's a big deal because the reason why I find this to be a big deal is because this almost never happens. Like, you can go back in anime history, finding stuff like this is rare. Getting a sequel after 10 years. I think the best way to put it is this. Imagine if Harry Potter released Okay, let's say that I don't know how to put it. Oh man, this is so hard to explain. It's like seeing something come back after being gone. Like you think it's all over, but it returns out of nowhere. It's kind of like when a band pretty much saying they're pretty much disbanding and then they come back together after like decades later. I think that's the best way to put it. This is one great example of that, I guess. I think this already came out. Yes, this movie. No, okay. Hold up. I watched it and I love it. So it's a big deal. Yes, but this is not the one though. This is not the one I'm talking about though. There's actually a sequel. Hold up. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Because this one is the movie. I'm talking about the actual sequel. Like they literally announced a sequel project. Like I need to find it real quick. Like they I'm not kidding when I say they announced a sequel project. They're literally adults now. Because the movie was like a few years later, but now they're actually adults. There was a teaser visual. I need to show you guys. I know I'm not crazy, man. I know I'm not crazy, yo. Oh god, where is it? I know I'm not crazy. I can't be crazy. God dang it. Right here. Oh my gosh. I found the visual. Okay, hold up. Bleach, yes, Bleach was an exception though, but Bleach was like a popular series. So in a way, it was kind of inevitable for Bleach to come back. I don't like the thing about Anohana is that Anohana was not a big series. Okay, hold up. Okay, let me see if I can actually. God, this zoom in is really bad, but just bear in mind, okay, guys. This is what we're talking about here. I'll kind of stay with disbelief. Bear wrote he doesn't watch much anime. He wrote Hunter x Hunter. I guess we're all on the same pace. But essentially, though, this is pretty much the sequel project plan announced. See the 10th anniversary here? And you can see our boy Jin. He's pretty much a grown-up now. Everybody here is grown up now, essentially. So this is like a true sequel. Like, this isn't like a movie sequel or like a short after story. This is like a true sequel, which is kind of strange. I mean, not a hardcore anime, but I watched 4. I guess 4 is better than none. I'll tell you what. Marco is just getting on with YouTube Bear. It's like, come on, guys. Like cut some man some slack. But yeah, let us go back though. This is the actual 10th anniversary thing though. I can't actually believe it when I read it. All right, guys, let us jump back though, because I don't want us to get too sidetracked now, guys. Okay, we're back. The backgrounds look so good. Yes, it is insane though. It's only been announced, but I don't watch, and that is what you're right. Marco, go easy on the man. Like I said, he's probably not the Marco just, I think we're all just kind of like, why, in a sense. Alright guys, I'm gonna do one more quick discussion. Okay. I'm gonna do one more quick discussion about anything, and I gotta get going pretty soon. Because I'm pretty much late. I can still I'm still gonna log into the classroom, but I need to talk to the students here pretty soon though. Otherwise, he wouldn't really care. Don't take it personal, man. Calm down, guys. We're not. Calm down. Oh wow, everybody's jumping in. We have 7 concurrent viewers. But like I said though, guys, when it comes to anime, I pretty much know what I'm talking about. Especially with when it comes to animes I want to talk about though, there is one that I find pretty interesting. Is the Ancient Magus Bride Season 2. I know that nobody wants to talk about this series because it's a fantasy series, and let's be honest, a pure fantasy series is kind of rare nowadays. It is a true rarity, guys. But either way though, guys, let's all discuss anime if we can. Like I said, I've watched a lot of animes, but it's like you go to Japan and say dub is better. That is how I feel. Don't take it personal, guys. Everybody's gonna take it personal. Don't do it. It ain't worth it. I want to talk about this series more often, but I know the only reason why I don't is because I know that not much people are into this series. The Ancient Magus Bride has a special place in my heart because this series has been in the back burner for so long. Oh my gosh. When I say back burner, it is truly... this series has been done dirty so many times, man. So what do you want me to say when I go to Japan? Subtitles everywhere? Get a translator. Just kidding, no. No, but seriously though, in Japan though, you don't really need Japanese to get by. My cousin lives in Japan. So believe it or not, like in Japan, they actually have like English text along with the Japanese text as well. So the thing is that you don't necessarily need to learn Japanese to go to Japan. But if you're uncertain, you can hire a tour guide, or you can actually hire some locals, and sometimes they'll even translate for you. My cousin lives in Japan. I know what I'm talking about. Learn Japanese. Learning Japanese, man. People has different ways of learning Japanese. I think the best way to learn Japanese is to actually study nouns and then just work from there. Because if someone just shows up and it's like, "Minasan, ohayo gozaimasu." Ima no... Man, I don't even know what I want to say. It's like, Google Translate goes brr. Oh, Google Translate is fine. Like, using Google Translate to speak Japanese is fine. I know that it's not perfect by any means, but it's not also a bad way to go at it. Like, it's understandable if you don't speak Japanese. It's kind of funny, man. People walk up to me like, "Hey, you're Japanese, man. Speak something, man. Speak some Nihongo." I'm like, "What the Nihongo? Nihongo? Japanese? You want me to speak Japanese?" Like, come on now, guys. I'm not saying Japanese. It will be so sad watching this after a long time, seeing them all grow up. Oh man, Translation would be like your first message. Do you speak anime? Oh man, Marco going hard here, man. This is crazy. ChatGPT, why is the police looking guy putting handcuffs on my hand? Oh man, no, it's not like that. I think people in Japan, I really recommend that people search up locations on where to go. But in terms of communicating in Japanese, Google Translate is fine. Or hiring a tour guide or hiring somebody to translate for you is also fine. But it's not I wouldn't necessarily say it's a must, but it's somewhat necessary, I guess. But it's not needed, to put it simply. Because like in Japan, there's a lot of Japanese text, like in English as well. So you'll have like so like for example, you'll see Densha, or you see Eki or something like that, which is train station or train, and then the bottom that you'll see the text of train, like in English for you. So it's to help out foreigners or tourists or tour guides. It's just that sometimes I feel like some people speak in strange Japanese that I kind of get confused. Like I mentioned last time about bean curd. I'm like, it's not bean curd, it's tofu. Like, let's be honest, neither of us has the money to go to Japan. End of debate. I guess we could put it there, guys. Okay, guys, I gotta get going though. But I really gotta get going. I'm speaking really fast because I'm trying to get going. Okay, everybody. I really gotta get going for real though. It was actually a nice chat with everybody today. I think I'll stream again either on Monday or Tuesday. It would really depend, but sometime between those days. The typical 2 to 4 p.m. United States Eastern Time. I really gotta get going, guys. And I'm not trying to cut everybody off. It's just that I'm really busy as of now. Oh shoot, I'm gonna be late. Buddy, yeah, without further ado, guys, thanks for watching. Until next time, capiche? See ya. Let's go.